Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the south side as the red allied player. The person who submitted this replay, you know, it's Yuno. Spawn on the north side as is, I'm assuming that's his teammate, as the yellow Soviet, we have BluesMagoos. Spawn on the right side as the purple allies player, we have DachiMK. Spawn on the south side as his Cyan Empire ally, we have Bashley. Yep, spam bops are never fun, and since I'm relatively new to Twitch, I actually don't know how to quickly ban them. I would assume it would be simple as just highlighting it and say, nope, ban, mute, things that sort as well, but I need to learn that stuff. New user experience. We do have a bunch of dogs been pulled out by Magenta, and we do have the engineer going towards the oil derrick, not a big surprise. Yellow is the Soviet players deployed a reactor next to the Allied construction yard, and refinery going down. We've got a handful of javelin troops here clearing out the garrisons, playing the oil derrick. Up north, we do have a bunch of bears as the conscripts pushing the way forward. Click the name or ban/enter username. Thanks. I will try that after this replay. Magenta's peacekeepers going to push on the way forward. We will have the bears. They get a nice roar off, takes out both peacekeepers before even the shields go up. Very, very nice pick. We do have a good peacekeeper line here. Down south, we do have these 5 Imperial warriors. One of them has gone down right there, so maybe Cyan should be a little bit defensive. Got a big line of peacekeepers here. Yellow's going to be on the aggression. There's a good number of dogs sitting in the trees, being good boys. Oh great, I just got a morbid joke. Was that his gravestone, his master? Or his dad? I hear like, oh, it's the either his master or dad when people refer to the dog owner. But we do have the nice little bomber run there, taking out some peacekeepers, not peacekeepers, conscripts. Javelin troops inside the garrisons. Maybe a good idea to go for a bonsai charge and clear them out. That's a value trade. It does go inside there, and even if that's a good value trade there, using the peace trading for peacekeepers, because peacekeepers are slightly more expensive. Good bomber runs out, picking up the conscripts. Still a good number of dogs there. The garrison is a good hard point as well. And also a single wall segment here. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, was that on YouTube? That was not on Twitch, that was YouTube, and I didn't pay quick enough attention to see who the subscriber was. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. I probably should have different sound effects whether it be on Twitch or YouTube. Oh well. A little bit quiet at the moment, but here we go. Bullfrogs and sickles making their way forward. Sickles do jump on the line. Bomb runs come on in, takes out one of the bullfrogs as the Vindicator does go down. The other one gets shot down as well. Peacekeepers from the mix. Sickle in the harvesting line. This sickle is trying to gun down some peacekeepers, so let's get one of them there. Jumps, gets the drop on one of them. And he does stop, it jumps next to the ore collector, the prospector, in order to prevent it from being deployed. These peacekeepers have to deploy the shields, trying to hold the line. Looks like a bunch of pings going on down somewhere. Garrison's been claimed. Over here, we've got some bears. And the Apollo does go down as well. To the red Apollos. Nice bomber run there. Takes out one of the Vindicators on the deck. Yellow still has his bullfrogs in the mix as this sickle is gunning down some of these peacekeepers, but slowly because their shields are up. Chopper VX or Striker VXs and a tsunami tank are starting to make their advance. And does jump in the line there as well. Maybe good idea to switch these one of the Chopper VXs or Striker VX or Striker VX to Chopper VX. Prospector does fall back there, avoiding the sickles. The sickle does go down there. No terror drone, and no terror drone there either. We do have a garrison still here, but it looks like just load up with conscripts. We have a Tesla coil there. garrison's still claimed. I think it's filled with some riflemen, not riflemen, peacekeepers. Bears are being bombed. This garrison has been claimed by the Imperial players, so likely yeah, Imperial warrior, single Imperial warrior there. Ore refinery being built, and that's a dog. Down south, we do have ore refinery being frozen by these cryocopters. And one bomb does come on in. It almost looked like a Vindicator was dropping in based on the angle it was flying at. Not Vindicator, Apollo. Tsunami tank will go down, will be leached. Got a second gun on this hammer tank. Will be the hammerhead for the hammer. Terra drone has been deployed on out, which could be quite useful. Reds, Apollos, and cryocopters pushing their way towards the middle of the map. We've got two Apollos in the region as well. So 2 Apollos, 2 Vindicators, 2 cryocopters. That will quickly get frozen down. Trying to make sure only 1 bomb gets dropped. Looks like it dropped a bit more than that, seeing the perhaps spooked by the IFV. Tsunami tanks are making their advance, getting some good damage there onto the bullfrogs. Hammer tanks are charging on forward, as well as the Chopper VX will get some good damage in as the bullfrogs are making their advance. Chopper VX does go down. Cryocopters, one of them does go down, the other one severely wounded. Only one of the hammer tanks are upgunned. They may get another upgun when taking out this multi-gunner IFV. Yep, this one gets armed with a flat cannon. Looks like some basic satellites being hauled in, the Sputnik satellites. And he will eat those, but he will be able to be repaired up by the repair drone, his teammate's repair drone, and the nano deflectors. Down south, we do have some sort of advance. I saw some explosion there. Maybe it was a burst drone. And the garrison will be cleaned up. That's just a bear there, a bear there, a dog there. And the hammer tanks will be quickly siphoning down that garrison. Nine jet tangoos is good for air superiority. 2 Apollos are in the region. That's plenty of air superiority for the jet tangoos. They receive some shots there and get a great drop on those javelin troops. Get a quite nice little pick there. Tsunami takes charge on forward. This one does activate nano deflectors. It should be getting the line no problem, but they will get shrunken and frozen no problem. Yeah, shrinking them wasn't exactly the greatest idea, but they do manage to escape. But all the cryocopters go down. That is a massive loss. And a tsunami tank does not even get killed off. He misses with that missile there, so he does not get the kill there onto the frozen tsunami tank. We do have the twin blades deployed on out, receiving some damage there by these forces. And we do have these forces are pushing their way forward, eyeing to engage some of the central, the red base. He's going straight for the red base here. So it looks like red will be under siege from the north, but his teammate is coming from the north as well. Blue is going to be pushed out to the sea, but luckily he can fly over the sea as these infantry forces will start doing some great damage on the ore refinery. We've got a terror drone here. And we'll start cleaning up these forces. He will manage to save his ore refinery. It'll take a long time to repair on up. These forces are starting to fly over the region, but there's a pair of Apollos to support his teammate. Does deploy out the Chopper VX there as the Apollos get cleaned up by the jet tangoos. I know he has some, oh no, there is a flak trooper inside that garrison. Very nice. I was going to say, instead of a conscript, well, a flak trooper there, but there is actually a flak trooper. And here comes the twin blades ripping apart all of these mecha tangoos. They could not escape out to sea because they need to escape out into the air. Over here, we got these guardian tanks making their advance. One of them does get infected there. Does not get the kill off there, but takes out the terror drone either way. and does claim this garrison, which is filled with javelin troops there. And he does take out that hammer tank there, as a single Molotov does connect, kills off one of the javelin troops. Down south we do have the Guardian tanks and multi-gunner IFVs making their advance. And I hear a basic cryo shot on the dojo, preventing any more additional reinforcements. Multi-gunner first has been deployed now, as there is a single defender corps there. Actual non-missile defender corps is actually a relatively rare sight. Power plant is going to be under siege. Tank busters are getting some great hits there. One of them is now fully heroic. And that bonsai charge claims all of those javelin troops. And it's got a mix of shrinks and kills there. So Red's forces does get cleaned up. Magenta looks like it has been pushed out of yellow space. And there's a lot of hammer tanks here. Some of them have some extra guns. We've got the flak, 2 extra cannons. One of them looks like tsunami tank. The other one, yeah, tsunami tanks. Or Guardians. Same gun, right? I think that is a tsunami tank gun, though. And we do have the multi-gunner turret does go down there. Infantry force on to make their advance. Dog getting some great hits in there as well. Guardian tanks, however, are going to win this engagement. You may need to get these guys start firing with the extra guns rather than leeching away. He does have a terror drone here, which interrupts his formation. And those shrinks are now coming on in. He could use a shrinking size in order to quickly run away, as these forces finally got unshrunk and start firing away now. Magenta will need a hand. He needs to throw some javelin troops inside this garrison for the still conscript region, so Molotovs is still very likely.
Who's looking for a good pounding?
And the Guardian tanks will be cleaned on up. We do have a cryo shot coming out on the multi-gun turret. It should clean it up, as well as the wall sections in front of it. Gotta make quick work of it, because it doesn't take too long for that to be unfrozen at that level of freezing. Chopper VXs, one of them does go down, while the other ones do receive quite a bit of missiles there. Cryocopter is going pretty too far forward. The other cryocopter is charging forward as well. One of the tsunami tanks does get frozen there by Red, does pick it off in time. Multi-gunner IFVs will get frozen there, so allow air priority for Magenta and Cyan. Yellow's making his advance with his bullfrogs to provide air support, or anti-air support. Conscripts will be frozen, minor losses do get killed. But he is lacking the infantry to engage these ground forces. These tank busters are they're really effective versus vehicles, but the killers can't shoot up to air like flak troopers and javelins. Warfighter does go down there, as the multi-gunner turret gains great damage there. Conscripts charging on forward, getting gunned down by these forces.
I've had enough. Let's start something up. Somebody's looking for trouble.
Down south we do have the oil derrick being cleaned up. But by the looks on the map, one oil derrick remains. That is it. Scion's ore refiner here is getting cleaned up once again, sells it off, but gets frozen last moment, as the ore collector is also frozen, doesn't bomb it. Throws all of his bombs there, and a defender corps will come to set up a little bit too late, however. Here's some satellites being dropped on here. There's maybe tier 2 satellites, or maybe the International Space Station satellite.
Let's start something up.
Yep, the space station does crash on down. Getting some great damage there.
Out of here, on a double.
Was that the Guardian tank shrunken voice? It didn't sound like a vehicle I'm usually used to. We do have some V4 launchers here, which can be very good against these very congested forces, especially against the Empire's infantry. A lot of tsunami tanks charging on forward. The V4s, they're pretty far forward. Natasha's here. Gets a snipe shot off, I believe, maybe hitting some infantry. Cryoblast does split up Team Right Side's forces as Red is making a soft retreat away. The Peacekeepers could get crushed with the infantry as well. Natasha's probably primarily actually here for anti-infantry purposes. And there was a Apocalypse tank in the mix, but does get killed off, was unable to harpoon one of the tsunami tanks up to land. Or more and more rockets raining on in. Natasha does get gunned down there by the tsunami tanks as the Multigunner IP is trying to gauge these Chopper VXs, and the Striker VXs will be taking some good hits there on the Twin Blades. Handful of Tussle troops here, which can be great to prevent any sort of vehicle advancement from that direction. Missiles now running on in. Looks like high explosive barrage. It does get direct hit there of the non-high explosive or cluster barrage. Let's just find down south, engaging some of this infrastructure now. As Russell pushes his way forward in the center of the map, gets some great damage there. All the cryocopters goes down as now the tank jet tank is going to switch, transform the mix of the group. Tsunami tanks will get hit by a significant amount of the honorable discharge. And does do a great job avoiding most of the honorable discharges. All the anti-aircraft has been destroyed, so Red has to fall back away from the Chopper VXs. Yellows are making his advance. There is a single Apocalypse tanks here as the... Oh, what the heck? As the V4s are shrunken down. Multigunner IFV fully heroic and managed to stay... Oh! Honorable discharge, crash down, but takes out the heroic Multigunner IFV. And that's actually a relatively big loss because Veteran Z is very important for a lot of this stuff. Apocalypse tanks harpooning down the construction yard.
Soviet power must be preserved.
And I think probably the grinder stretch upgrade is able to get some health regen while crushing.
I will not be interrupted.
Depending on whether or not he actually got that. All the Apocalypse tanks are being shrunken down. That's a big problem using Apocalypse tanks any sort of tier 3 against allies. They can just shrink them down, basically neutering them entirely. Apocalypse tanks are still charging forward. He needs a bit more bullfrogs. He's lacking bullfrogs. Got some V4 rockets raining on him somewhere, but it looks like Water just did nothing. And a multi-gunner turret. And actually do have some MiGs here. One of them is fully heroic. Let's get the health bars up to see the Veteran C. Down south we just got a line of infantry for forced recon. A handful of Empire infantry there can be very annoying. Jet tank goes just getting thrown away. There is also elite Apocalypse tank. Getting that fully heroic can be very, very nice and relatively rare sight to see. It's already rare enough sight to see Apocalypse tanks in general, let alone a heroic one. And he may get the shot off there. Nope, the V-Force does claim the kill there. Tesla troopers start making their advance, which are great versus infantry that one-shot them, but have a long wind-up time. A lot of peacekeepers here as well as javelin troops.
Soviet power must be
Apocalypse tanks are going to charge on forward. If he gets to fully heroic, I believe he gets high explosive rounds, which would be great versus infantry, but that may be just Roller 2. He could go for some crushes there on the tsunami tanks. I was unable to get crushes off there. Apocalypse tanks has taken a huge beating there, does get taken out. Both of the Apocalypse tanks have gone down. V4s are going to be overwhelmed. We do have, those are Reds, his teammates, cryocopters, and decides to fall back to sea, losing his V4 rockets, but do have the infantry advancing. Cyan doesn't have a whole lot left. He has one refinery income. That's not a lot. Actually, though, there's a second refinery here. Almost depleted. This one's surely depleted. Almost depleted. So Cyan's not looking good. He has a good amount of infantry in his teammate's base as well as some tsunami tanks. But Team Right Side's not looking good. A good number of wave of Apocalypse tanks could spell, well, Apocalypse for the right side. No super weapons deployed on out. No chronospheres. No iron curtains. No vacuum floater. No psionic decimator. So as a Striker VX here, an ore refinery, again being deployed there, which will last longer than this one here, but this one is safer. Or where's that ore refinery for? It gets spotted, and the ore refining core goes down. Ooh, massive loss. And I see some pings there. Maybe he's pinging that fact he take out refinery core. Natasha's making an advance, and Natasha. Oh no! That is, she gets frozen, but yeah, Peacekeeper's charging forward. That gets frozen as well. Hard to see with the radius there, and she gets killed, frozen in midair. While getting back off of water. She's used to the cold waters of Siberia, but not the cold waters of a cryo satellite. We do got a tank buster surprise with water there, sleeper ambush. He does do a good job of freezing all that stuff. He is going to have to rotate around. One of them does get frozen, but the Peacekeeper should be able to finish all of them off. And it gets a double kill there as well. Most of the last two are in the ground. Cryogeddon has been deployed out there, but thanks to the point of defense to him, he's able to survive the freeze effect. Yellow's bullfrogs do get largely chewed up, but the Snom tanks will get chewed up by the twin blades in return. He does have a single Meg for escort, and the bullfrogs, they're all wounded. It looks like Team Right Side has surrendered. A great game played by both sides. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.